Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Gaming Counselor, Jeff in it.
Welcome to the counselor's office.
That's right, we're back in the counselor's office. I appreciate you guys checking out another update. That's right. Yesterday, I did a video about timegating, and not within 30 minutes, Bungie did an update. Let's check it out. Destiny team on Twitter put, we've got updates on the rollout for the Brave Arsenal starting April 9th, plus some important callouts to highlight just how much loot you'll be swimming during Destiny 2 in the light. For those that are out of the loop and those that are coming back to this, what they're referencing to is the outrage that essentially on Thursday, when they released This Week in Destiny, they put a little nugget that they had not expressed during either live stream, that these weapons that would be released into the light would be time gated. Why does that matter? It matters because in the live stream that they showcased, we would be able to earn limited time variants of these weapons. Yes, you would be able to continue to farm these weapons, but after the final shape is released, you would no longer be able to get these limited time variants. Yes, FOMO. Isn't it ironic how Bungie's like, well, we don't want FOMO in the game anymore, then proceeds to create the most FOMO of FOMOs by not only implying a FOMO event, but also making it time gated. Essentially, how it worked is you be drip fed weapons throughout the weeks, and essentially the last weapon in the rotation, you would have 2 weeks to farm that limited edition version. Yeah, it's brain dead because, as I said in my Timegate video, it is very dismissive of people who don't have time, or the fact that people shouldn't have to go on a calendar to schedule like an appointment of, well, I have to start playing on this day for this gun, this week, this. People have lives. And as someone like me, I said this does not impact me at all because my sweaty nerd self, I'm going to be grinding, right? So nothing coming from me. But I do like to think about others besides myself, because this will impact a reasonable chunk of people who may not have the time to just spend. People who have families, people who have maybe 2 jobs, people that maybe just want to play other games will now have to schedule their life around this. And so it's not just me. The community itself uproared, and lo and behold, tweet for you. First up, we've seen the feedback on releasing an additional weapon each week after the first 6 weeks drop on April 9th. And we're condensing the schedule to release everything by April 30th rather than May the 21st. I am going to give praise, but not in the way that people have been fondling the balls of Bungie. I'm going to give praise because typically from Bungie, when they say or set something, they don't buckle. They don't change. In fact, the whole year of Lightfall has been a testament to that. Now, granted, personally, I don't think they can afford to ignore the complaints of the community. Like, they literally can't afford it. Retention has gone way down and sales have gone way down, and people are being laid off because of it. Like, Sony is holding them by the balls. They have no choice really but to listen to the community. But I will give them praise that they immediately backtracked instead of waiting weeks or waiting for it to come out. Like, their prototypical responses, well, we're going to let it roll out and then we'll see how things go. We'll take feedback for then, and just, we want to get this into the hands of the player before we make any changes or decisions. That's like the prototypical Bungie, where they pretty much say, screw you, we're going to do what we want to do. Now, they immediately responded within, I think, literally a couple hours, which I'll give them credit, right? I will give them praise. That is a step in the right direction. What I am not going to fondle their balls for, like some of the other content creators and people are, they're like, W, this is a W. It is a W, but it's still like an L, right? I'm not giving them credit for fixing something that should never have been a problem in the first place. It's like walking down the street, and I love using this analogy because it explains Bungie very well. It's like walking down the street, and then Bungie throws a piece of, it's like Bungie throwing a piece of in your way. Like you're walking down this clean road. It's, you know where you're going, and then suddenly they throw this piece of in your way. And now you have to stop. You have to stop what you're doing, and you have to wait for it to be cleaned up. That sucks. But what Bungie's essentially done is, we're sorry. They scoop up half the and so there's only half a piece of on the ground. So now you don't have to clean up or wait as long, but the piece of is still there. That's essentially what's going on here. Like, I don't want to step in a piece of I don't want to step in a piece of but there's people out there that this is huge. Oh my God, Bungie, you're the greatest. When people don't realize that Bungie's the one that put the piece of in the road in the first place. It's mind blowing. Like, I'm not going to praise Bungie for fixing something that they caused, a problem that they caused. I'm not going to praise them when the community has consistently called out hating Fomo and hating timegating. That's why people are tired of seasons, because it's time gated. People hate time gating. So I'm not going to, oh my God, Bungie. Bungie, you're so good. Oh my God. I will praise them. I will praise them for making immediate action, for not being stubborn as they have always been in the past. I will give them that praise, because that is growth. That's improvement. That's what I want to see. But it's not good enough. And someone, it's just brain dead people on Twitter, like, by the way, it's a free update. Okay, get the balls out of your mouth. It's like, I'll use another situation, going to Walmart and trying a free sample. If you don't like it, you're going to say, you know what? I really don't like it. I don't like what you did here. It was free. You can't complain. No, yes, you can. You can definitely give criticism when it's warranted. And I don't know about you. Bungie has said, we don't want to create FOMO. And the community has said, we don't like FOMO or time gating. I think it's very warranted to complain that it's not good enough. I don't know in what world people are acceptable of, you know what? I'm okay with stepping into a pile of shit. Like, are we that brain dead? Do we lose chromosomes or something that suddenly we're acceptable, that we want to walk on a clean street, but someone throws a piece of shit in the way? We're okay with that. We're just going to deal with it because that's life. Let's not criticize or call people out, because that will never work, even though people calling out Bungie is what caused them to make a change in the first place. It's the criticism and not spending money on their game that's caused them to backtrack and actually willingness to change. How much do you realize how much impact that the community has had that has altered the past year in the future of Destiny, because we haven't taken the shit? Now, there's brain dead people out there that willingly step on it, but people like me and probably you are, you know what? We're tired of the shit. We're tired of being disrespected. We're tired of being mistreated. And so we have tweets coming out from Bungie because we hear you and they're actually doing something. Now, there's some other things I would like to talk about that they tweeted, and a lot of it feels like smoking turds. Let's talk about it. On board, we have, let's talk about guaranteed limited edition variants and weapon drop rates. Limited edition variants, again, time gated. And also FOMO, because they'll go away when the final shape comes out. By completing our site's quest, you are guaranteed to get a curated limited edition variant of each weapon. The team has picked some hot perk combos for these, and they all come with unique shiny visuals. My counter argument and criticism is Chris Barrett pretty much came out and said that these were essentially 70 to 80% of a god roll. Secondly, these may not be the god roll that people want. Yes, it's shiny. People aren't freaking birds. Oh my God, it's shiny. That's all we want. No, we want a god roll with a nice cosmetic. It's like getting a car that you want. Just because there's a Malibu that's shiny doesn't mean I want a Malibu. I want the freaking Lambo. I want the Lamborghini. I want that thing sleek and sexy. I don't want a freaking Malibu. Like, what the hell? And that's the thing. They're trying to water it down. Like, don't worry. You can still get one from the quest, but it's curated. It's not what may not be what you want. And not only that, but they stated that you will be able to get double perks in the third and second slot that you can enhance. That is massive. That changes things. It's not just, oh, you're not going to miss out much. No, you're missing on a rare chance. It's rare, by the way. This is not guaranteed. So we'll get to that in a minute, right? We'll get to that. But you have a chance of getting a limited variant, the shiny prettiness, with essentially 4 perks to choose from. 2 in one slot and 2 in the other. And you can customize and build the gun that you want. So this whole watering it down, oh, there's quests that you're going to be able to get the limited time. Screw you. Moving on. So even if you don't have a lot of free time, you'll be able to walk out of Destiny into the light with a limited edition variant of all 12 Brave weapons with excellent rolls and over a month to complete these straightforward quests. Again, it may not be God rolls though. They don't come with 4 perks that people can have. Because what if little Johnny wants to farm a specific weapon and they have to wait till like the end of it? They have a month to grind the one weapon, but they don't only have an hour a day to play. Well, little Johnny, sucks to be you because you're, I really want to get into my real argument, but I'm saving it for later. But little Johnny is screwed, essentially. Well, let's keep going. Earn your own limited edition God roll is meant to be an exclusive reward that you should require some effort, which is why we wanted to make sure everyone can get at least one awesome limited edition variant of each weapon through quest. I've never read something so contradicting in my life. Okay, that's not true. I've read quite a bit, but this is definitely on the top tier stupid. Earn your own limited edition roll is meant to be very exclusive reward that should require some effort. When you timegate something, fine, that's exclusive, but then you add, FOMO. When you add FOMO, that it's exclusive, that's fine. But then you add timegating to it. That's contradictory. You need to put effort into it, but we're not going to give you enough time to do it. Huh? Huh? What? Huh? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you just made them open and right off the get-go, they can do their quest and then they can attune for that weapon and they can spend the 2 months or whatever months focusing on that weapon or the weapons. Because again, not everyone can schedule their life out to play Destiny 2. It's so inconsiderate and it's shit. All right. The weapon drop rates during Destiny 2 Into the Light will be among our highest in Destiny 2 history, even harkening back to the days of Season of Opulence. But Season of Opulence also didn't have limited time variants. That's something to kind of consider. First off, there's not going to be like oodles and boodles of limited edition dropping. They even in their own words said this will be exclusive. It will take effort to get. So you're not going to be raining limited edition variants. And that's what the FOMO is coming from. This is where people are getting annoyed. You're not going to be raining and guns that have 4 perks to choose from. 2 in one slot and 2 in the other. It's not going to rain them. This is exclusive. This is rare. You need time to farm that. So get out of here for this raining loot BS. I don't want to have 5 copies of one gun when I could have 2 or 1 that's a limited time variant with 4 perks. That's the part of the problem of this game. Not enough space, and I don't want to have 5 versions of one gun. Next, we have, by attuning to a specific weapon, you'll greatly increase your chances of it dropping from onslaught chests, and you'll be opening a lot of chests. Depending on how long you last, expect to earn several drops of the same weapon in a single session, especially on wave 50 runs. Which one? Again, I will be going for 50. But 2, not every single person is going to be able to get that bonus chest at the end of wave 50 by keeping the target alive, right? You get 2 chests unless you play Legend. But here's the thing. You get 1 weapon or 1 chest, unless they change it where you get more than 1 weapon. But you get at least 1 weapon per 10 waves. That's 5 chances. Well, 40 to an hour is what they're expecting, which means you people who only have an hour or 2 will only have a chance from 4 to 5 to maybe 6 drops within the time that they have. And they can't even focus the specific weapon they want until like a month later. It's stupid. And yes, you can use the chest, and they're talking about up here. You can use the weapon chest near shacks at the Hall of Champions to get more weapons using trophies of bravery. These trophies will drop in-game wide across core rituals, seasonal activities, raids, dungeon dares, eternities, lost sectors, and more. And I don't know if it's been specified whether you can get this currency by just playing Brave, by playing the Onslaught or the Bravery set. I hope you can, because if you can't earn it just by also playing the activity, or you don't get a substantial amount, I think that's also a fat miss, in my opinion. You can also, we read that you're always earning progress toward more weapons as you're playing. These even drop from Onslaught chests. You'll be able to grab a few more rolls after every Onslaught mission. All 12 Brave weapons can still be farmed after Destiny 2 Into the Light concludes. Yes, but not the limited time variants. Also, it's not been stated specifically that you can still get 4 perks. I'm pretty sure it's exclusive to the exclusive guns themselves. We'll be moving Onslaught over to a dedicated node in the Vanguard Ops with the launch of the final shape, at which point you'll also be able to enhance perks on all these weapons. Yeah, you'll be able to enhance 4 perks on those limited variants. And we have even more content announced, yada, yada, yada. And again, there's a lot of slop on the screen with people who are just praising it like, oh my God, thank you. Yes. Could they have done absolutely nothing? Yes. Would that be pro-typical Bungie? Yes. But I'm not going to accept the bare freaking minimum. Truthfully, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to accept it at all. It's just absurd. We deserve better. We should expect better. Now, talking about my big argument, and I've already talked about it and alluded to it, but the limited time variants have 4 perks. People want their God roll. People don't want to spend their life grinding weapons out. That's what Bungie obviously wants. They want player retention. And they try to give this stupid trash response that, oh, you're going to be raining in loot. Yes, if you spend hours playing the game, but if you don't have hours playing the game, you're not going to get a lot of the currency. You're not going to get very far on maybe some of the Onslaught waves. It's not like, and here's the thing, RNG still exists. The attunement is 50%. It's been stated by Chris Parker, it's 58%, which means you're not guaranteed to get the gun that you want. So you spend hours farming, you're still not guaranteed to get the gun that you want. So you have to wait for the gun to be released and hope that that's what drops. And then you have to hope that you get good RNG and that you get the limited time variant because it's rare. It takes time. It takes effort. So you're grinding the activity. You're grinding material. You're hoping that it drops in the first place. You're hoping that's the limited time variant. And then you've got to hope that it's the 4 perks that you want on the gun in the first freaking place. There is so much RNG to keep people busy. I don't know why we can't just grind everything from the start, because even if I'm a slating nerd, I could spend, and you can talk to anyone who's a veteran of this game, you could spend hours grinding a gun. I know people who grinded 6 hours for the God Roll Matador from the dungeon, from Grasp of Avarice, and they never got it. They never got a 5 out of 5 God Roll. I don't know why we need to timegate things. The game already has built-in timegating because it's all RNG. It's all a casino. You just keep playing and you keep playing and you hope that you get what you want. And you're like, well, casino, you spend money. You are spending currency. There is a currency that you can never replace. You can't pay for it. You can't earn it. You can't trade for it. It's called time. We human beings have a finite amount of time as currency. You can't get it back. You can lose it as fast as much as you want, but you can never get it back. So you are spending your currency of time by playing this game, farming for rolls, and it's not guaranteed you will get what you want within so many hours. So people who don't have hours and hours of time, what finite free time they have, they are gambling to hope that they get out of it with this stupid event. It is baffling that Bungie just doesn't let people play. It's because they still don't care. It's like they have half a foot in the door still, like they're slowly backing up. They're slowly fixing their mistakes, but then they take just a little toe left in the door just because they won't learn from their mistakes. They still want what they want. Like someone at the head office, one of the douche canoe leaders were like, well, we've got to keep players around here. It's not going to work. I know. I don't actively want to complain. I don't want to have to make videos every freaking time Bungie does something stupid. It's not like I'm actively chasing and trying to find every little nitpick thing to talk about. That's why this week it's been mostly positive, except for the stupid crap that they do to shoot themselves in the foot. I want Destiny to succeed. I want the community to thrive. And this only hurts the community. It only hurts people who don't have the time. And yes, at the end of the day, it is all digital pictures. It is all like digital pixels on the screen. The limited variants are just prettiness, but it's almost the same thing as wearing jewelry. The jewelry that you wear has no meaning and no real value in the context of reality. You just wear it because it's pretty. You drive a fancy Lambo, not because it's really efficient on gas, because it's really great. It's because it looks freaking cool. Humanity does things that has no logical reason other than we like it because it's nice and pretty. So I don't want to hear arguments, well, you can get the regular version. Yes, you can get the regular version of everything, including the regular version of generic food, but I guarantee you buy name brand. You can get the generic version of cars, but I'm sure you try to get a nice looking car. Like, people are using the currency of their time. They're consumers. They're giving their time. I think we all have reasonable expectations on how that time is being appreciated, and Bungie is not appreciating it. I thank you. Like, comments, and subscribe. Don't forget to give your opinion down below. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Until next time, don't forget to game out. Huzzah.